Welcome back everyone, Jose Tunuan Crisis here, and today, you know it, it's time for some more Grand Prix World 2001. First things first, good news everyone, I managed to fix the graphical glitches that were in the race screen in the previous episode. All I had to do was, what was it that I did? Oh yeah, disable hardware acceleration for direct draw, which I'm gonna put this something in the description to show you how I did it in case you ever run into that issue. Anyway, the better news is we only have 2 races remaining this year. Our car is much improved as shown by the podiums we got in the previous episode, the double podium I mean. Of course, everyone is still upset, but I hope we'll be able to fix that in this very episode. So, we have Europe. Ignore this name, this is the European Grand Prix and I will refer to it as such. Okay. I did my testing session already. As you can see, I got the entirety of my setup points, which I'm not using this race, I will be using it for Japan. And the entirety of the research testing, which I will be using on the next episode to be able to bring this upgrade onto the car, a new airbox that should improve the performance of the car. For that I use 6% setup and 42% research, 199 miles, 90-10 for the drivers, 20-80 for Bordeaux. That gives us enough, and we're gonna save it up. Nothing here, of course, as it's been for quite a while, everyone is on board. It's gonna be a very good year next year considering we have this many sponsors. Nothing I think we can do on this one. Well, we're gonna get that Loctite deal, but other than that, not much to do here. Maybe making Michelin happy, but that's fine. Asia Tech, I don't care about Asia Tech. As for setup, I showed you this in the previous episode: 3 dust and 6 rain for Alonso, and Bernoulli 1 rain. Although I should be less mean and give him 2. And maybe take 1 dust from Alonso, put it there. The reason for that is that I'm completely banking on rain. And I need Alonso to execute because he's our number 1. Bernoulli has 2 rain points, 2 wet weather points, as you can see. So he should do okay in the wet. But yeah, Alonso's gonna beat him. Because I think like each wet weather point is like 2 rain points here, or something like that. I don't know, I haven't tested it. Just my intuition. The level 2 wet weathers, that's good, or well, the second spec, to be specific. Soft tires for both of the guys, because the soft tires are better on this track. Confirm that setup. Here, I'm gonna prepare right away for qualifying, which is this configuration. Drop that, up, and put that down, it's not needed. Confirm the other orders. Not much else to do. Mechanics really need to get good, and I hope they do next season. Anyway, time to get in there. Alright, the European Grand Prix. If I could, I will switch this Luxembourg name and the Luxembourg video for something that said Europe. I will be doing it in the splits, but I can't do it here. Oh, right, I forgot to check the point standing. So, I will cut the video in half after I set things up for qualifying and talk about that. So, heavy rain, exactly the conditions we need. Well, not really. I'd rather get these conditions in the dry. In the race. Okay, everything is set there. Yeah, sure. Be ready with the wet weather tires, but I'm gonna get into qualifying. But before we get the qualifying results, we're gonna go ahead and check out the points for both constructors and drivers. So, the points, and I knew I had forgotten something, dang it. Anyway, Ferrari are constructor champions, that's not going to be taken away by anyone. McLaren are locked into second. That's not going to be taken away by anyone. Williams, Sauber, Benetton, and Prost, technically VAR and Jordan too, are into a mathematical fight for third, but realistically speaking, only Sauber and Benetton could take third. Us, mathematically, we could, because we need to outscore Williams by 15 points, which we legitimately could do in a single race. Like, we could right away outscore Williams by getting a win and a second place finish, and Williams like not existing in the race, like DNFing or finishing 7th and 8th, something like that. We still have to deal with Sauber and Benetton, but it's mathematically possible. But more realistically, we're probably gonna finish from 6th to 4th, simply because, even if the car is better and we are ready for the wet, it's gonna be very hard to outscore all of them. But we're gonna try our best, especially here at Europe, Nurburgring. As for the driver standings, it has not been decided yet, thanks to Giancarlo Fisichella winning in the previous race, but all Michael Schumacher needs to do is outscore Fisichella by 2 points. And he's world champion. Which shouldn't be that hard, if you ask me. It shouldn't be that hard. Coulthard mathematically could still be champion, but Ferrari will need to bottle it away. Hakkinen cannot catch Coulthard. Barrichello could catch Hakkinen and finish 4th. Same with Alesi, but mathematically it's very hard because the Ferrari exists. Alonso could catch Alesi, but it will require a significant miracle. He could overtake the Benettons on his own, and that will not require a miracle. I think Alonso could get to 20 points in this episode. Bernoldi could get to like 15. Or, if things go amazingly well, he could finish with 30 points, I think. But I don't think our performance is that good. I might be proven wrong when we get to the Nürburgring race and the Japan race, but I don't think we're gonna score maximum points every time. Anyway, now let's get into the qualifying results. And look at this! David Coulthard gets a pole position since... Editor Jose, can you tell me what was the last time Coulthard got a pole in this year? Thank you. Okay, so Coulthard gets pole, then it's Rubens Barrichello in 2nd, we got Bernoldi in 3rd, Kimi Raikkonen is 4th, Gian Alesi 5th, Pani 6th, look at this thing, Alonso 7th by 0.003 of a second, then we have Montoya 8th, Fisichella 9th, Marquez 10th, Michael Schumacher 11th. So David Coulthard is playing the miracle card, he's playing it right now, and he needs that miracle to continue if he wants to win this championship. Mark Webber is next, he's 12, 13, 14, 15, and here is the rest of them. Matt Saccani only did laps in the wet, I think, or in the ground tire, which is why he did not qualify for this here event. So there's that. Alonso underperformed on this one. For a moment he held pole, then track started improving, and then Bernoldi put like a 10th on him, 10th and a half. So Alonso, you need to do better in the race. It's gonna start dry, and that's honestly better for us, because if it had started wet, we would have gone backwards, and it's also much worse for David Coulthard because he also would have gone backwards. Michael Schumacher would have gone 2 seconds faster than anyone else because he's Michael. In the conditions we're probably like the 4th fastest car, or the 4th fastest driver, Alonso that is, in the wet, which is not ideal. And had it started on the wet, we will not have gone forward, we will have gone backwards. But since it's starting dry and it might go wet later, there's a significant chance we're gonna gain some places. So there's that. Strategy is on our side. Everything is set there. In case strategy is not on our side though, in case the weather gods decide to hate on us. I'm just gonna prepare for a traditional one-stop strategy and change tires accordingly, depending on what's necessary. Once again, the soft tire is fairly resistant when you take care of it by lowering the brake setting. And we're gonna prove that again. This tire can go 42 laps. I'm gonna have it go just half the race. It should be good enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a race. The first of 2 races so we can finish this year. Let's get in there. And we get in there by saving the game. Okay. Actually, don't block off the line, but do push. Do push. Okay, they will be blocking off the line somewhat decently. Saracen screwed up. Alonso lost positions. Everyone loses position. Bernoldi. Oh, Bernoldi. If anyone that has played this game has a tip on how to have the boys do proper race starts and not drop like a sack of potatoes, I'm listening. But it looks like Barrichello takes the lead. The Ferraris are moving up a bit. So is Bernoldi. So is Alonso. Alonso is 10th now. So where is he? 9th. He's 9th. He overtook a Ferrari. Good going. Okay, what's this madness? What's going on? I'm gonna have to lower... I think things are going too fast. No, things do go at that speed. Okay, Alonso drop a bunch of places. God damn. Okay, drop it, drop it, drop it. Same with you, drop braking. And increase it again because I don't want to be overtaken. And drop acceleration before I run out of fuel. Okay, now it is a lazy leading. What's happening? What has happened? What's happening? Okay, Alesi, Panis, Coulthard, Fisichella, Barrichello, Schumacher. Well, that has changed, and this hasn't updated. What kind of madness has happened in this race start? Jesus Christ, we lost every single place we had, every God-given place. Bernoldi's gonna burn off his tires, which is not good. Gonna have to drop that braking again. Bernoldi's gonna burn off his tires, so maybe I'm gonna have to pit him earlier than usual. Please get past Tarso Marquez. Okay, this is gonna be pear-shaped, but it's still salvageable because the Prost is quite a good car. It's quite a good car now. And in any case, we are one stopping, so track position isn't that important. But, oh, goodbye, Joss. We still need to get up there. So please, boys, start moving up. I feel contractually obligated to start a recording just to show you that John Alesi, who was leading this race and with a significant lead, he DNF'd because he crashed it on his own. And I'm also contractually obligated to mention that Jarno Trulli, who finished 9th in the last race, he drove off the road on his own as well. Please, Mark Webber, stop hitting Fernando Alonso's rear. I know it's big, but stop hitting it, please. I'll see you later. Something weird is happening. So we already lost both arrows to retirements. Frentzen got rammed up the rear by Tarso Marquez. Meanwhile, Jenson Button's engine blew up, so that's Minardi out. And then Ralf Schumacher, who was just ahead of Bernoldi, let me do that. Ahead of Bernoldi, he blew up, so he's also out. I mean, I really like DNFs, but mostly when they happen ahead of me. I want the Williams to DNF. I want Hackman to DNF, not the back markers. They are the ones that are supposed to get points. Okay, it has now started raining, and something that's very important for us, both of the guys decided to set their tires on fire for no apparent reason other than they can. Since it's raining, I think you get a slight boost, even if it's just raining, like not wet track, but just raining. And Alonso has a bunch of points, which means he's gonna get a better boost. Michael Schumacher is gone. He's gonna win this race, barring backmarker issues or DNFs or stuff like that. He's gone. He's gonna win. But there's still contention for every other position. And Alonso has a bunch of rain points. Bernoldi has some rain points, and it's decent in wet weather. The opportunities are opening up. And even more important than that, despite the fact, why is he on a 3-stop? The opportunities are opening up, and despite the fact that he's chunky with fuel, actually both of them are chunky with fuel, they're holding with the pack real nicely. So there's that. The boys are fighting. That change happened really quickly. Sure, let's go Inters. Whatever. Let's go ahead and put the intermediate tires right away. I probably should have put on the wets instead of the intermediates. The reason being, it's heavy rain, and maybe next lap, right away we're gonna get that. Hey, you should switch to the wet tires because the track is very wet. If it happens, bad luck. And let me prepare right away for that. Let me put that amount of fuel. Drive hard, pass Fisichella. Fisichella is very, very slow. Okay, it was not this lap, but it will be eventually. I need Fisichella to get out of it. There you go. There you go. I need to see Bernoldi pitting, and yeah, one lap on the ground tire is just super slow. Half the grid pitted. Oh well, at least half of the remaining runners pitted. Fisichella is just taking a massive L here. Now he pits there. He might keep Bernoldi in his pit grid. Dang it! Oh no, he went out just in time. Good. Very, very good. Now I need you guys. I need both of you guys to start pushing. You can push the brakes and you can push this tire real hard. The simple reason being, you are not going to be on this tire very long. Let's see. Okay, Michael goes on and pits, and he pits early, which I would have preferred him to keep going on the dries, but Ferrari's strategy is sharp on this weekend. He should be coming out of the pits, and again, we are not catching the Michael if he doesn't want us to catch him. He's very good in the wet, so if he'll be caught, he will not be caught. We're fourth now. See what happens when you're on the proper tire at the proper time? You gain positions. Please, Montoya, that's Montoya. Please, Montoya, get out of the way. Next up is Häkkinen. I don't think Häkkinen has pitted. Where is it? I mean, David Coulthard is next. After Montoya. If Montoya could get out of the way. No, we're getting passed by Häkkinen now. Thank you, Juan. Thank you. Alonso, please. We don't have time for this. Anyway, I certainly hope that Alonso can actually get past Montoya because... Oh, come on! Anyway. I'll see you a while later when Alonso gets past people. It took a while, but it's now weather tire city, and we need to get in now. Because we're going to be able to gain so much time the moment we pit. Once again, Bernoldi gets the short end of the stick because he is behind Alonso. I'm amazed at my dudes. They have not made a mistake so far, and they're going to get us so many positions just by doing their job. Look at that. He's 7th. He's like 2nd provisionally. Please, Bernoldi, get past people. Anyway, Alonso will okay, thank you. Alonso will catch these two. Bernoldi, you need to get ready to pit in. Let's see, when do we pit now? In 10 laps. At 10 laps, so lap 46. And just load 21 laps of fuel, put the wet weather tire provisionally. And Bernoulli, we're gonna see when he does, when we get there. There he goes, he's through. Michael Schumacher again, even in the wrong tire, Michael Schumacher is faster than us. So nothing to do there. He's just faster and we're not gonna catch him. It's just a fact of life. And now that I think of it, Bernoulli might get a pit stop glitch, but he is gonna have to be sacrificed because Alonso is more, well, not only pit stop glitch, but also sabotaged by our crew. The crew is just not good just yet. Please, people, thank you. Okay, so Alonso is 5th. And who... Okay, he does not lose a lap to the Michael, but he's gonna lose it shortly because Michael is so fast. But anyway, I do need him to start making moves. Or maybe he won't lose the lap to the Michael. Maybe Bernoulli is faster than the Michael is, and I just overestimated MSC's speed. But, okay. Second is Mika Hakkinen, and we definitely can get there. Okay, everything is looking good so far. Come on, Bernoulli, get past Fisichella. Can do it. He did. Good. Okay, I will cut the recording right... Wait. Come on, get past... There you go. We're gonna get a decent points haul here, assuming we don't DNF like we did last year. Okay, I will hold position here, I will cut the recording, and I'll cut back to you when the more important stuff happens. Well, the dream died really quickly because now it is wet again, which means we're gonna put the inters yet again. It's a bit soon. I would have preferred this to have happened a bit earlier. Or maybe... You know what? Screw that, we're gonna stay out. Alonso is right now in a very good position and he has a bunch of wet points, so he should not lose that many places. And besides, we all know what happens when the pit crew touches this car, they screw up. So we shouldn't lose that many places. We're gonna lose this position to... let Michael through, please. Let Michael through. What we cannot afford is a penalty, thank you. We're gonna lose this position to Barrichello. Maybe we can defend, but I doubt it. People are gonna be pitting for Inters. Yeah, he just basically waved him through. Should I have just let him pit? Should I just pit? Because we're gonna be losing plenty of position. Let's screw it. To hell with it. To hell with it. I lost one lap. It's okay. It's fine. Okay, so far they have not screwed up with Alonso. And Inters. Okay, I was gonna say, where is Alonso? But there is Alonso. Okay, we're a lap down to the Michael, and we're gonna probably finish 1 or 2 laps down on the Michael, because he's Michael Schumacher. Still, P4, P5, it's respectable for us so far. Still likely to change, but so far looking good. It would be nice if they pit like Weber, Panis, and Barrichello, and Hakkinen pit, but we're not gonna get that, I think. Speaking of things, I need to update Alonso's strat then. Got to lap 56, do not load any more fuel, load 11 laps, and probably a fresh set of tires. The tires can easily go 26, but they cannot make it to the end, and really neither can our fuel. Unless, of course, load 11 laps. This should be okay. Is it gonna be okay? It's not gonna be okay because they're set to pit on the same lap. We'll make it work. So I'm pretty sure we could, depending on when. Actually, we could make it to the end on a single set of tires if things work right. But there's always the risk of rain. It's a strategic decision. Either I load to the end of the race, either I load fuel to the end of the race and go on a single set of tires and hope they don't overheat said set of tires, or I keep the strategy as is, I don't load any more fuel, and just pit again. We'll see how the race develops. This is gonna be a long episode simply because Nurburgring is wet, and whenever it's wet race, I commentate a lot. So it's going dry, and I have made my decision. We're going to load enough fuel till the end of the race. That's gonna be 12 laps of fuel, but I'm not gonna pit on this one. Actually, do. It doesn't matter. Saracen right here is gonna pit with us, and he's going to screw up our strategy because he has to serve a 10-second stop-go because he wasn't pitting Alonso. Yeah, he's gonna be ahead of us, and we're gonna have to pass him again. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Get out of the way. Thank you. Okay, looks like we're going to... Okay, we only have one pit stop issue all race, and it looks like it is solved. Stop being an annoyance. Stop being an annoyance, Mark Webber. Mark Webber has been getting so many 10-second stop-go penalties. It is absurd. Anyway, we are the fastest car right now simply because we are on the proper tires at the proper time. Let me remove that planned pit stop. We have enough fuel to make it, and ideally we have enough tires to make it as well. If we can just get past Kimi Raikkonen right there. Raikkonen has not had a good race. Okay, we're 5th. We are 5th, ahead of Fisichella. Ahead of Fisichella of all people. Let's go. Okay, unpark markers, and also take off that obscene amount of fuel. That extra pit stop, we're not gonna need it. Michael pits, and of course we're not gonna catch him anymore. Everyone is pitting now. Everyone is pitting. Who is next? Hakkinen, then Panis, then Barrichello, who we're not catching. Panis, it's gonna be close, and the wet weather alters AI strategy so much that they may have, they might be short fueled. To the point that we might be able to take them anyway because they're gonna have to pit in the last 5 or 10 laps for extra fuel or even for tires. So there's that. There's still hope for this race, man. There's still hope for like a podium, not a win because, and this is the proper time to do a half race report, Michael Schumacher put everyone a lap down. Just Michael Schumacher things. Then you have Barrichello, Panis, Hakkinen, Alonso, and Fisichella in the points. And as it stands, Michael Schumacher is gonna win the 2001 World Drivers' Championship unless he decides to explode. Oh great. Forget everything I said about the strategy and stuff. Forget everything because there's rain now. And what? Rubens, what are you doing? Why are you pitting again? I take the position, but I mean, this game is crazy. This game is crazy and I love it for it. Weber, could you please stop hounding me? I'm considering letting him through just so that he doesn't risk Alonso, but I'm not gonna do it. Well, he got through. He's faster than Alonso right now, but he's a lap down, so he's plenty of laps down actually, so let him go. We're gonna be putting into Inters in a moment, and this isn't what I didn't want. when I decided to completely load the cars with fuel. But it's gonna be wet, it's gonna be another pit stop, and we might be advantaged as long as the pit crew does not screw up. Time to get into the pits again, and we are spacing off so that we pit both of the guys at the same time. This race, man, this race is pushing our luck to the max because we're having to rely so much on our pit crew. They're prone to making a mistake. They didn't do it this time. They are executing amazingly. We have each of our drivers must have like 6 pit stops already. Oh no, just 5. Just 5 pit stops. And good job, Saracen. You ignore blue flags yet again. What a guy. He's gonna have to pit too, and he's gonna pit stop glitch Bernoldi, man. Will anyone else pit? Anyone else is gonna be annoying. Not really. Alright. Time to some more positions because Alonso was trying to hunt down this pack right here. It didn't quite work out because they're faster. It's time to try to get it done again. They should be able to get it done now. He should be able to get it done now because he's on the much better tire. Pani selected to not pit, so we're gonna get that position when the pit stop cycle ends. And please overtake people. Do not waste time behind. Or although, oh no, that's not for position. Thank you. Okay, I think Bernoldi's 2 laps down actually. just Michael Schumacher things, and now he pits. All right. Things look stable for now. So let's jump to the next section of the recording. We're gonna go, first of all, we got wet weather, full wet again, and we pit for wet tires again. And we finally had a pit stop issue, which it's not that big of a concern, so I'm not too worried. What I'm worried about is that I've pushed my brakes plenty. They should be fine, but it does concern me a bit. Okay, there goes... Get out of the way, Bertie! Thank you. Okay, Bernoldi is not having an issue, which is fine and perfect with it. Irvine pits because this is a race where everyone gets 10-second penalties. Every back marker gets 10-second penalties because they cannot stop being in front of people. They legitimately cannot. And Alonso, I need you to get moving. Anyway, later, because you know, Saracen did it again, by the way. Anyway. Why do you do this? Why do you switch to interconditions at this time? Why? Okay, last time around it did not change quickly. Who am I trying to trick? It did not work out. So, how are you doing in terms of pit, now, for inters? Just flip-flopping. I know, why? Why do you keep doing this, weather? Please stop. Be consistent. Thank you for not having issues. You pit for inters as well. For inters, I demand. God dang. What is this race, man? And you, Bernoldi, come on quick. I'm gonna have you on this recording as well. Come on. Worst part is, first Alonso needs to get past people. And we're like 2 laps down on, 2 laps down on the freaking Michael, man. So Saracen is serving. Okay, that's just a pit stop. No reason to panic. I thought he was serving another stop go, which he could have, because it's him. Get out of the way. Thank you. Okay. I just need the conditions to switch to dry again. Okay, Fisichella just plundered this race so hard. And he's fighting with puck markers? What's he doing? Ugh. I'll see you later, probably when it switches to dry, because it's going to switch to dry, I know it. This weatherman is so inconsistent, I hate it. Who are you? Okay. Bernoldi is fighting with Panis there, and this little guy, this annoying guy, just did a trick where he pits at the same time is switches conditions, and unlike the human that has to switch stuff in the menus, like here, AIs don't have to do that. They always put the correct tire for the situation. Of course, he's an overtaking. He doesn't have any braking. Come on, come in. There you go. Now, dang it. I saw Rubens pitting. Yeah, that's gonna slow him down. Rubens, you pitted exactly for what reason? I didn't see an animation of tires or something. What's now, 7 pit stops? 8 pit stops. I need to look it up. How many 8 pit stop races had there been in Formula 1? Like, not even just wet weather, but in general. Let's see, and not only that, but since Rubens, he is a lap over Bernoldi. So there's that. But the positive is, that's P2 for Alonso. So all he needs to do is catch that man. And since we're so close to the end, these soft tires are easily gonna make it to the end, so I don't have to worry. Panis pits. We should be able to get Panis. We should be able to do this at the very least. The only issue is friggin' Rubens is slowing down Bernoldi. Bernoldi is much faster than this. Please, for the love of God, Oliver Panis, get out of the way. We're gonna be talking. We're gonna have this conversation in 2000 and what's it gonna be? 2003, where you're gonna have to be our championship contender, but it's not today. Get out of the way. Thank you. Okay, I'm probably gonna start recording at the end of this race because this is just too much. Will this weather stop being absurdly batshit random? Anyway, Michael Schumacher has entered his final lap where we are on lap 65 and 64 respectively for each of our dudes, for Alonso and for Bernoldi respectively. Bernoldi is not catching anyone else. He will have to catch these boys, but, it will take way too much. Unless I DNF, but it's not gonna happen. Meanwhile, thank you. There's a plane passing by right now while I'm trying to do commentary. Thank you very much. Anyway, Michael's gonna win the European Grand Prix, and he's gonna win the 2001 World Drivers' Championship. He's completely unstoppable this race. Like, what can I say about the guy? He was a beast, as he usually is. Bernoldi set his tires on fire. Meanwhile, Alonso is gonna finish second yet again with, okay, not the third fastest lap. Bernoldi got that one. Bernoldi is driving really good right now, but the race is over. A 21.6, how? Anyway, third is gonna be Mika Hakkinen, fourth Rubens Barrichello, fifth Bernoldi, sixth Panis. Panis could not catch up to Bernoldi again. But congrats on the Michael for winning another World Drivers' Championship, and more importantly, Fernando Alonso finishes second, 2 laps down, but that's because a Michael is a Michael. But he finishes second yet again. And now we're going to Japan, where there's even more rain, even more chance for craziness, and it's just gonna be a grand good time, just like this Grand Prix was. Hakkinen third, 2 laps down. Barrichello fourth, 2 laps down. Bernoldi fifth, 3 laps down. Panis sixth. 3 laps down as well. Fisichella completely blew this race. He lost his shot at the championship and, just Fisichella things. Coulthard 8, Montoya 9th, and Irvine is 10th, and that's the rest of them. Bertie finished 8 laps down, Saracen 7th, because they kept getting 10-second stop-go penalties because they kept interfering people on the lead lap. So Michael's lead over Fisichella is unsalvageable now. He is the champion. Fisichella could still lose second to Coulthard, which is significant, which is amazing. Of course, it will require a win by Coulthard and no more than fourth by Fisichella, I think. So there's that. Alonso, in theory, could beat Alesi as well. Using the same method, Coulthard will need to beat Fisichella, but on one end, it's more believable than Coulthard beating Fisichella because Alesi is on a Sauber and it's not that fast, allegedly. But Alonso is on a Prost, and while we're fast, it's not that fast. Bernoldi could still beat Webber and Panis as well. Constructors. The fight is on. We're gonna get fourth. We are gonna fight for fourth. If Alonso can pull off another second or even better a win, we get fourth place no matter what. No matter what. And you know what? I'm gonna declare this right here, right now. We're gonna get fourth place. It's 27, 26, 25 for fourth place. It's definitely gonna come down to Japan. And even more important than that, look at this. There's no X over Alonso. Alonso's morale went up. Things are looking good, man. Michael won another race and won the championship. DC, Megachin, Crichton got the pole last time around. Bernoldi finished 5th. Alonso finished 2nd yet again. Heavy showers at the last Grand Prix played havoc with qualifying times. I don't think it was just with the qualifying times, man. Prost is happy to see both his cars finish in the top 6. Webber got the fastest lap, good for you. Of course they don't have a chance. The maths are completely off. Jordan, Fire, Rob Taylor, it's fine. All the pit stop issues, and remember, we got 8 pit stops in there. We're prone to have issues. Okay, here is a bunch of driver aid stuff. Regulations governing engine design and fuel and tires. Walkinshaw as the worst manager, Di Montezemolo as best, probably because Michael won. Lost 600k, it's okay. It's okay. We got a star mechanic. What a miracle. We're ready to upgrade this year's car. We will upgrade it when we get to it. Setup and research, we got it. I know, Bernoldi, shut up. Calm down. You too, Fernando, calm down. Stuff, okay. Asiatech is... We're gonna be parting ways with Asiatech. If they brought an engine, I will consider bringing them. But if they did not bring an engine, they can go screw themselves. Unus Advantage, I don't care. Nortel has upgraded. Same with LG and General Electric. I don't care about licensing. Second place, some points, bad pit stop, and good result. And our potential FIA funding position has got better. Before that, let's go over here. Last time around, I gave up a bunch of points for Alonso. For the rain, we're gonna do the same thing again. Everyone gets rain points. In fact, this time around, Bernoldi is gonna get a lot of rain points. And I think it's gonna be 1 dust point. For Fernando, I'm just gonna fill up the dust bar. Okay. I can build a 2003 chassis some other time, not this time. Confirm. Leave that as is. It doesn't. It really doesn't matter. Research. Construct. Up to 70. Okay. I thought it was gonna be a very nice number, but it's just 70. Okay. That should be fine. I think we're gonna be building 3 spare parts. You know what? This should be fine. This should be fine. I will construct the power brakes. Power brakes increase your ability to overtake and defend, and we definitely need help overtaking. I'm gonna repair both cars as much as possible with these 2 spare parts. Both as much as possible. We should be perfectly fine. Not gonna be working on on the 2002 car ever again. It's at 70 is the highest it's gonna be. Gonna leave everyone there, but we're not gonna have any progress on the technology side or the driver aid side. As for this, I'm gonna have to run the simulations to see what kind of issue we're gonna have, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna have another problem, but we're not gonna be able to fix it. So there's that. Sixth in the FIA funding, we were seventh a moment ago. We were seventh. Maybe there's a small, tiny chance we can overtake BAR and finish fifth. Which, considering our position in the standings, we should. But, yeah. No change on engines, which... How is the current spec Renault looking? It's down on power. Okay, it's not that down on power. It's more rigid than the Asia Tech, so we're gonna be able to push it more. It's good, it has good cooling. Very reliable, very responsive. Maybe a bit on the heavy side, but it's actually a very good engine other than this thing. If they bring upgraded engines, I hope they bring more power. And we're gonna be able to fix that when we get the partner deal with them in future seasons. That is in 2004. Fuel doesn't change, tires are gonna upgrade, and we definitely needed that because Michelin is losing the tire war as we speak. There is an upgraded wet tire. Where is it? Where is it? Michelin, I know we're just customers, but man, you need to give us everything new. We need to beat people. Come on, man. Okay, so Michelin is losing the tire war because... actually, not quite. They're actually doing okay in the hard tire, in the intermediate. They have very intermediate tires and very wet tires as well. It's only the soft that I use so much that is actually losing them this tire war because Bridgestone soft has so much grip and so much resilience. I love to use that. It's not that stiff. But temperature is the same, so I definitely love to have Bridgestone softs. Instead, we're gonna have Michelin softs. I do hope they're very good. This deal is a customer deal, so we're not gonna be able to improve those tires, but we will be dealing with that in future episodes. Okay, it's time for me to do the simulations and see what comes out of. Testing has been completed and it gave us everything we could have wanted. 189 total miles, 24% for setup, 2% for development, 48% research, and we got 50% for setup and development for both Alonso and Bernoldi, 10 and 10, 80% for Bordeaux. Full setup, let's employ that right away. Full rain for Bernoldi, full dust for Alonso, and 1 dust for Bernoldi. And that's the development. Okay, I thought we were gonna have another issue that I was gonna have to plan around, but nope. Alright. Invest in research. That's nearly done. We will be able to do that, I think, on round 1 of 2003. Okay. Anything else I need to do here? Yeah, I think this is pretty much all set up. Norton should level up in a moment. I don't think we're gonna get that deal, so let's just focus on improving these deals. Actually, no. Focus on Loctite. Keep Loctite. Maybe we get the Loctite guarantee deal. Other than that... Oh, yeah. Asiatech is upset, but I don't really care about Asiatech. We're gonna stop using their engines. Oh, sure. We're here. Okay, so our current revenue is 41.7 million, which is that's the money we're supposed to get in through the whole year, and we end up getting so far 40 million, like 2 per race, so we're going to make a bit more money than we estimated, which is pretty good. We also spent 41.7 million this year. So that means we are doing things at a loss, as you can see, spent today. However, next year we're expected to make 60 million. I think we're gonna make like 61, 62 million in the end. So that means that for next year at least, we should expect to make 18 million. And we're actually not gonna make 18 million because I'm going to spend some more cash improving the factory, at least by one level. I don't do it right now because we don't have the cash, and yeah, we need cash. So there's that. Our monetary situation is looking very, very good. Next year is gonna be a very, very, very good year in terms of cash, since Lucky Strike is gonna be giving us tons of money. We still have customer engines. They're Reynolds. They're more expensive, nearly twice as expensive, but we have a bunch of cash sponsors now, and the engines themselves are better, so we can expect better results. As for this, you can confirm the setup. That is okay. Install the power brakes, of course. They make it easier to overtake and defend. I mentioned this before. And equally important, they make our brakes slightly more resistant. Had they had power brakes for Hungary, we would not have had that issue we had in the track. So there's that. Boost that up for qualifying and drop this also for qualifying. I will adjust that when the time comes. Ready for the setup, ready setup, ready orders, ready setup, ready assembly, and you found nothing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for the final Grand Prix of the season. So let's get in there, secure that 4th place. Japan, here we go. Last time we're gonna see the 2002 competitors list. Dig it. And we go. High wind speed, dry conditions. Not much we can change here because the soft tire is the most optimal tire for this track. At least for strategy and running, which is a one-stop. Alright boys, let's get in there, get another good qualifying position, enjoy the advantages of the new upgrade we got, and at the very least have fun out there. And it's back to a Ferrari on the front row. It is Fisichella this time around. Enrique Bernoldi puts it second with another excellent qualifying performance. 38.3. Very, very close to Fisichella. He couldn't quite put together his final lap. He was like 2 seconds slower on his final lap, so there's that. Barrichello third, Alonso fourth, which Prost's best qualifying results so far. Excellent. I don't know why Alonso keeps underperforming in qualifying. I mean, he kind of does that in real life right now, but let's continue. Montoya and Saracen. Look, BAR up here. Pretty good for them. Not that actually doesn't matter. That's actually bad for us because we need to beat them in the FIA funding rankings. Okay, we have a Williams here. We have a Benetton in 8. That's Panis. The Saubers all the way down here. Bertie is not gonna run. These guys only did lap times in the wet because it rained a lot. As per. The Saubers are all the way back here, but they could be like 5th after the first corner because we all know how race starts going in this game. It's just insane. Raikkonen is all the way back here. If it rains, Michael's gonna win again, but if it rains, it's gonna be a bit easier for us considering both Bernoldi and Alonso have a ton of points in rain. And it's gonna start raining as expected, as desired, as a plane passes by. So it's gonna start raining. That's very good for us because we have a ton of wet weather points. I'm gonna keep the default this, and this. I'm gonna keep the default strategy, and the reason for that is that I expect things to go from intermediate to wet very, very soon, and I want to bring the guys in. I'm going to have Alonso go until lap 40 while Bernoldi does go to the halfway point of the race, and then it turns into a one-stop from then on. Okay, final race of the season. Let's see if we can get a win out of this one. Let's go for that. Save the start, lower race speed to 100. Orders are set correctly. Boys, let's have a good race. I expect to see you 14th and 12th around here, around the corners. Why are we leading? Okay, Bernoldi is leading. Bernoldi is leading the race. Yes, Alonso is dropping back, but that's because, well, it happens. At the very least, the Michael is behind, but Enrique Bernoldi is leading this race. He has a ton of wet weather points, and even though Fisichella is considerably better as a race car driver, Bernoldi has the better setup car, so he might be able to pull away. Or maybe the Ferrari is just too dominant and we don't get anywhere. And I need to make him more aggressive in terms of overtaking. Both of them, actually. Alonso just screwed up the race start, which is unlike him. But Bernoldi's gone. Lower braking. Push. Okay, Bernoldi leads from Fisichella and the gap is quite big. It's pretty nice. Okay, now what I need right now, what I desperately need right now, is for track conditions to switch to wet, to very wet. And the reason for that is so that Michael is gone. That's the way he celebrates the championship, by blowing the engine. So, with Michael Schumacher gone, there is a very realistic chance that Enrique Bernoldi wins this race. There's a very, very good chance that Bernoldi wins outright. But again, what I've told you before, I need the situation to switch to very wet, so that I can bring Alonso in, gain a few positions on the switch, and now it's the time, man. Now it's the time. It has happened immediately. This is amazing. Aleix is gone. There are just DNFing everywhere. I love this. I rate this. I adore this. 18. Wet weather. Immediately come in, Bernoldi. Alonso. Alonso just hit the jackpot here today. He got exactly what we wanted. And now it's just a matter of making it work. I put on too much fuel on Alonso's car though, so he's gonna be able to go until like lap 41. And that will be just 12 extra laps of fuel. It's fine. Alonso's just gonna be slow, but it should be perfectly fine, man. It should be perfectly fine. Now I just need Bernoldi to pit in. There he goes. Bernoldi comes in, puts on wet weather tires, and you know what? Assuming we don't DNF, this could very well be Prost's win. There he goes. He's quite well ahead. He's still in the pack, so to speak, but then he makes a mistake and loses position. Quite a long race start this, but I expected the weather to change real quick, and it did. And now we're gonna reap the benefits of that. Considering Bernoldi is the better wet weather driver of the two, and the fact they both have the same amount of rain points, Bernoldi should be the better driver today. He should, if we do manage to get into that position, should win this race. But Alonso is a bit better as a driver overall, and he has a bunch of dust points. So there's that too. So again, like, we have a very good chance of doing something here this race, and it could very well be a win. And I definitely want a win. Alright, so whenever new things, unexpected things happen, I will come back to you. Lap 14 now, do not believe this number right here, it's actually 14. Lap 14, Bernoldi unfortunately got stuck in back markers, but Alonso has been flying. He's managed to get past most I call them back markers, it's actually just the people who have to pass. Bernoldi got stuck in traffic, is the term I want to use, is the proper term. So, which means he's not ahead. Instead, Alonso cut through the traffic, only had a few difficult moments, but he managed to get through them. And, well, appreciate the fact that Fernando Alonso is leading this race with a significant margin over Giancarlo Fisichella, and really, the lead is over his teammate, Enrique Bernoldi, because Fisichella doesn't have the pace, he's on intermediate tires. And Bernoldi is on wet weather tires and is about to get past Fisichella, and like I told you before, I think Bernoldi is going to win this race. I'm pretty sure he's the man that's gonna win this race. But first he needs to get past Fisichella. He cannot be slowed down by Fisichella. He will get past soon, but just know that for now, thanks to the fact that the actual good wet weather runners in Schumacher and Alesi DNF on lap 1, thanks to that, there's no one that can really oppose us, because those were the two great wet weather drivers in this season. Maybe Coulthard, but I mean, Coulthard, yeah. And like I told you before, Bernoldi struggles getting through traffic. Not sure why I updated the... what's the term? I got the power brakes precisely because the guy struggled to get to traffic, but here's Alonso in clean air, 55.2. Bernoldi in somewhat clean air. He was right behind Fisichella at that moment, 54.0. So when, not if, when he gets past Fisichella, either by Fisichella pitting or Bernoldi forcing the issue, he's gonna hunt down Alonso, and it's not gonna be pretty. Let's see what happens. Okay, our little tour of domination, I mean, technically it's not over, but it might be over soon because it finally stopped raining. The skies are overcast. I was thinking maybe I should do the midways report, but no, it's not the time just yet. Anyway, Bernoldi has just been eating into Alonso's lead, and that's mostly because, look, Alonso's fastest lap right now, he set it in the very wet conditions we're on, 54.4. And Bernoldi's last lap was a 53.3, although he's stuck in traffic behind. That must be Marquez. So Alonso is losing a second a lap to Bernoldi. Let that sink in. That's mostly, again, that's because Bernoldi is a level 2 wet weather driver compared to Alonso's level 1. The only way I could have countered that is if I gave Bernoldi, instead of 10 rain points, something like 8 rain points. Maybe that would have balanced things out, but I mean, that would have taken away from Bernoldi's charge of absolute speed. Anyway, in a few moments, something like 5 or so laps, 10 laps, we're going to get intermediate conditions. And as you will expect, I'm going to bring Alonso first, because why wouldn't I? Alright, time to pit, because it got actually wet now. I have all the time in the world to set up this pit stop. Okay, Alonso needs 12 laps of fuel. I can give him 6 now and 6 later, or I can give him the full 12 right away. I think I'm going to give him just 6 laps and intermediates. It's gonna be the same with Bernoldi here. Just 9 laps of fuel. Make sure he's coming in for his stop, and that Bernoldi is gonna get intermediates when he does actually pit. That's fine. Actually, let's stop pushing so that we load the less fuel. Let's fuel. That should be okay. Assuming no one else pits as well. Never mind. Okay, no one other than Raikkonen pits, I think. I mean, it's fine. Raikkonen's gonna have to get out of the way. But now, what do I do with Bernoldi? Okay, at least Raikkonen had the sense to get out of our way, instead of staying there blocking a car he should not be blocking. Which is not something other drivers are accustomed to do in this game. Right, make sure Bernoldi pits. I think for this one, I'm gonna try and make it so that Alonso wins. Within reason, of course. If Bernoldi just goes off into the distance, then sad stuff, Bernoldi wins. But if not, then I'm gonna try to have Alonso win. Let's see what happens on Bernoldi's stop. Okay, the jack is caught. No pit stop glitch, but the pit crew is slow, so I'm telling you again, the pit crew is sabotaging Bernoldi. So it's not just me. You cannot put all the blame on me. It's a pit crew as well. What number else I think? Okay, 45. And you go to an 8 for dry tires, because we're likely gonna be using dry tires. Okay, this is fine. This is perfectly fine. Let's see how fast Alonso can go with intermediates, because that's something I couldn't see on race start because he kept getting jammed in traffic. Okay, Alonso, let's see how good is one of your clean laps. And after that, we move on with the general program, which is I cut until something interesting happens. Actually, I should do the mid-race report. Now that I think of it, it's lap 30. 31. Okay, what's your fastest lap? 48.4. Yeah, Bernoldi's gonna get you. Anyway, so it is a Prost 1-2, which is a lovely thing to say. Then we have Mika Häkkinen, followed by Giancarlo Fisichella. They are here and here respectively. Finally, we have Rubens Barrichello and Heinz-Harald Frentzen of Arrows. Barrichello is right here. Frentzen is here. I think that is. No, I'm wrong. Wrong. There they are. Here's Rubens. Here's Frentzen. And after that, we have Coulthard, who is about to pick up Frentzen from the looks of it. Then we have Irvine right here. The one behind is his teammate. He is going to become a roadblock. Good job, man. Good job. Thank you for getting out of the way. Meanwhile, Bernoldi's in traffic. He keeps getting in traffic, man. Okay, Panis is here, trying to catch up to Irvine. And finally, you have Montoya somewhere in there, who's fighting with Raikkonen. Now Raikkonen is 10th. So that's your top 10. We are looking very good. It looks like this is gonna be ours. Irvine, please comply. Get out of the way. And now it's dry. You know what? I'ma just keep the camera running for this one. Okay, he didn't do a mistake. I might as well just keep the camera running for this one. Let's go ahead and tell them to put 7 laps of fuel. It should be 6, but due to calculations, it's a bit more for dry tires. And let's see who's behind us. He's gonna have to pit as well, so it's not that big of a concern. Again, 9 laps, 7. Tires at 7. And that should be our final pit stop of this event. Assuming it doesn't come down again. The only issue that is that since it's not in the wet anymore, we don't get our rain boost, and we're not as fast. So this could end up being a Mika Hakkinen win, which is gonna be extremely upsetting. Why are you okay? I saw someone pitting, so I'm not feeling that bad. The worst part is that Alonso is now done. Come on! The pit crew is now sabotaging Alonso. All of my talk about them sabotaging Bernoldi, now they sabotage Alonso. Good. Just balancing things out, I guess. Okay, those tires should make it to the end with no issue whatsoever. 20 laps? Yeah, it's fine. 20 laps is most certainly fine. But now the question is, who's faster in the dry? Us, Alonso, Bernoldi, or Hakkinen? Well, let's see. First, let's see what the pit crew does to Bernoldi, because last time around they screwed over Alonso. Actually, the last time Bernoldi himself pitted, he got screwed over. And he gets screwed over again. The universe is balancing itself out. And now Mika pits, so Bernoldi is even more stuck. Okay, no harm done. The only issue is that Mika Hakkinen is now second. Undeservedly so. Push Bernoldi. You don't have any issues with the tires, so just push him, get past him, and reestablish the 1-2, please. I'm actually afraid of Hakkinen because he might be faster than us. That's the only reason I might be a bit afraid. But that should be our final stop, and I had Alonso pushing for no other reason other than I can. Oh yeah, what I was going to do was remove that extra pit stop. It is unnecessary. Might have put too much fuel on Alonso's car, but it's perfectly fine. Okay? This is still a race. We still have to win it. So let's go ahead and try and win it. I do not understand anything. I do not know why Mika Hakkinen pitted. I do not know why McLaren didn't fuel him up to the end. But McLaren pitted Mika Hakkinen, who has now lost second to Bernoldi. Bernoldi's pace has been terrible. He has not kept up with Alonso at all. Look, Alonso's fastest lap was a 43.8. I mean, part of it was that he keeps getting stuck in traffic. He was very unfortunate in that respect. But Alonso's fastest lap is a 43.8. Bernoldi's fastest lap is a 44.5. So a full second, nearly a full second behind, which kind of mirrors and inverts the situation that happened when the track was wet. When Bernoldi was much faster than Alonso. The only constant, of course, was that Alonso kept getting clean tracks and he managed to get past traffic. Bernoldi, you do not have the time to make these mistakes. Bernoldi was faster but kept getting stuck in traffic, while Alonso managed to slip past the traffic, even if it was slower. So the gap did not diminish as much as it could. And now Alonso's faster and he's able to get through the traffic without too much issue. In fact, Hakkinen initially caught him by 3 or 4 tenths, then the gap started increasing because of the soft tires and the fact that Alonso kept slipping past traffic. But now I need Bernoldi to keep up this pace because Hakkinen is here. He could very much catch him, especially if he keeps making overtaking mistakes. But I think, assuming he stops screwing up, he's good. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have done it. Yeah, we actually have done it. Alonso is well clear of anyone that could threaten him, and that anyone is Bernoldi, who ended up playing rear gunner in second. Alonso's first, Bernoldi's second. Mika Hakkinen did his best, but McLaren's strategy plus Bernoldi finally getting into his pace meant he couldn't catch. I mean, he's still 6 tenths, 7 tenths away from Hakkinen, from Alonso. Excuse me. 7 tenths away from Alonso, but still, he could be Hakkinen. But anyway, final race of the year, and we finally managed to win a race this year, and it is the first win for Fernando Alonso. So we're gonna hear the Spanish national anthem in the podium this time around. And I hope to hear it plenty more times next year. And it will be a 1-2 for Prost. So all in all, it's gonna be the Spanish national anthem, the French national anthem yet again, second win of this entire career. The first one was that time my microphone decided to not record in Belgium with a lazy. It was an all French dub. This is gonna be a Spanish French dub. And not only that, it's gonna be a 1-2 this time around. Just an absolutely magical end to the season. And that means we most likely get fourth in the WCC and probably beat BAR in the FIA funding as well. We did good. Fernando Alonso wins from... Oh, good job, Francis. Fernando Alonso wins from his teammate Bernoulli, Mika Hakkinen is third, Barrichello fourth, Coulthard fifth, and Raikkonen sixth. Where are the Ferraris? You will see in a moment. So, Pan is 7th, Frentzen, he skill issued it but still finished 8th, Weber is 9th, and Irvine is 10th. Here is the rest of them. Fisichella, I don't know what happened with it. Maybe he kept using intermediates instead of dry tires, but he just was useless. It was useless after the rain made its appearance. And thanks to that, plus the fact that these two men did not make it to the end, thanks to that, we got a 1-2 to close out the year. Alonso finishes 6th in the World Drivers' Championship, and Bernoldi finishes 8th. Pretty solid result considering the way this year started, with the car being pretty terrible. And now, you could argue it is a contender for championship wins, but the championship is over, and it took us the entirety of the year to get here. Well, we got here, and that's the important part. Prost finishes 3rd. No way. No way. I was not doing the calculations in my mind. I did not keep this tally running. I did not expect to be finishing 3rd in this championship. I was totally positive I was going to finish 4th. And that Williams was going to finish 3rd, but no. Williams also screwed up in that race thanks to, in part it was thanks to McLaren. And maybe Raikkonen not doing his part. But Prost is going to finish 3rd in this championship, all thanks to the development we did towards the end of the year, making a car that is basically best of the rest, maybe even better than McLaren. Well, it actually isn't. It's just that my strategies are good, I guess. So there it is. And not only that, we cannot get into the little menu there, but Bernoldi's morale went up and the mechanics' morale went up. That win was everything that we needed to improve morale. We have lost 800k, it's not a big issue, because we won so much more. We won sponsors, we won a race. What else could we ask for? Schumacher wins the championship, of course. Ferrari wins the championship, of course. Di Montezemolo is the best manager of the year, of course, and Tom Walkinshaw is the worst manager. Let's see. And I am the 2nd best manager in Formula 1. I I do agree. We did a good job, everyone. So it's Di Montesemolo, me, Briatore, Dennis, Sauber, Williams, Pollock, Stoddard, Rahal, Jordan, and Walkinshaw, in that order, according, I guess, to the media. Yeah, pretty good. And this is the only time this ranking is accurate, because look where we were, look where we are now. So, Prost finishes with 41 points compared to the previous year. It is an improvement. It is an improvement by 7 points and by one entire position. Thanks to the fact that Williams, I was gonna say Williams became less competitive, but it's actually that everyone else became more competitive, especially Sauber. They ended up taking points away from Williams. Williams, well, relative to the rest, they became less competitive. But Benetton, Sauber became more competitive, took points away from Williams, and that allowed Ferrari and McLaren to score even more points. Well, not Ferrari, but McLaren, definitely. As for the driver standings, our best driver got 32 points and finished 5th. This time, Michael got 92 points in both championship runs. That's amazing. This time, 26 points, less points, but our second driver in Bernoulli got 15 points this time around. Mazzacane got just 2. That's everything you should know about Gaston Mazzacane. In the FIA funding, we do not beat VAR, which is unfortunate. Despite the fact we are 7, they have 7 points, we have 41, and we won a race. And that Craig Pollock is the 7th best manager, while I am the 2nd best manager. All in all, pretty good year, pretty good. Got a decent build-up. There is Fernando's face. Decent build-up. Was just an excellent year. Now I need to start getting ready for year number 3 of this campaign, which will be 2003. 2003, I expect improved performance, like this performance we have now, where we occasionally could fight for Grand Prix when great things happen, like this race where the Michael DNF and Alesi DNF, and those were the great were drivers of our era, and weren't a threat because they DNF. Maybe we could start challenging for wins. I expect that kind of performance since round 1. And if it's not that, it will be at least since, let me count here, since round 5, since Spain, when we bring our first upgrade. Well, that was fun. That was really fun. And that was a long episode too. I think it's gonna be like an hour 20, an hour 30 or something like that. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I stopped taking time away from you. I hope you enjoy. Comment, like, subscribe, the usual YouTuber stuff, and there's a coffee link if you really like this content. And I'll see you on the build up to the 2003 year. So let's save the game so that electricity doesn't ruin anything. And I'll see you later. I see you on the next episode.